Hola, bienvenidos. Welcome to the Good Expat podcast. Here, you discover how to learn Spanish effectively, develop a confident mindset, and build meaningful relationship with the locals so you can embrace and enjoy your new life in Spain the right way. I'm your host, Coach Jaime, and this is what's coming up in today's episode. Because all my clients are like you. They're struggling with time. They've got many plates spinning, and now adding to Spanish, it's a challenge. Huh? So I'm going to share with you 5 ideas to overcome the time situation. I'm going to propose a different and alternative approach to change your attitude so you can take action and see different results to the ones you have been obtaining until now. For today's episode, I'd like to invite you to my weekly Intro to Spanish workshop, where I'll show you how to learn Spanish and integrate in Spain while saving time, money, and effort. I want to guide you through my 6-step process that will help you choose the right way to learn Spanish for you, speed up your integration process by up to 55%, and avoid the 12 most common mistakes that I see expats often making in Spain. It's fun, it's interactive, and in just 60 minutes, you'll learn what would otherwise take you months to figure out on your own, even if you're already studying with a teacher. Would you like to join me live and 100% for free? Simply head over to ablaacademy.com/workshop. That's ablaacademy.com/workshop, or simply scan the QR code that you can see on your screen. And now, back to today's episode. Has time ever been a key factor deciding or influencing your decision to get started with Spanish? Do you struggle to find time for Spanish? Do you know how to fit Spanish into your already busy life? Are you worried about how long the whole process it will take? Well, because in today's episode, I'd like to cover this very popular topic so that you can see time as a less of an obstacle on your journey to become a good expat in Spain. And I was inspired by this topic because it comes up all the time with my, before becoming my clients, on the many conversations that I have. And in particular, I had this discovery call with a new client. And in the 2 occasions that I spoke to her, it kept coming up. And she kept referring to past experiences and why she's not where she wanted to be because time was an obstacle. She couldn't find the time or make the most of other programs or courses that she took. So in that conversation, I made her see a different way, which is what I'm about to share with you today, all a different perspective on how to see time and how how I've come up with a new approach to be able to fit in this progress of learning Spanish, or this process of learning Spanish and integrating into your super busy schedule, because that's what I'm used to. That's the kind of people that I work with, people that are on a mission and they're spinning many plates. So the main problems that I see with around Spanish or around time and Spanish is that, like I said, you already have a lot. If you're anything like my clients, you are a successful entrepreneur, you have a business, you travel, you have to go to fairs, you need to come, you're always on calls. Okay, on the professional side, there's a lot. But then you also have your personal side. Maybe you really take care of your health, that you train quite regularly, or you have a family and you need to spend time with your children. So even if it's just professionally and family, that's probably taking most of your time. So now, are we going to find time to do Spanish? So it can obviously be a concern. If you don't know about what it would look like, about the process, it could be a little bit abstract. Okay, so who do I start with? What it would look like? What's it going to give me? I don't know. So all these many questions that you might have that will inevitably make you procrastinate, because it's not clear. Is that lack of structure and clarity? You're like, I'm not sure how to get in there. I don't want to get in there. And then what you might end up doing is filling up the gaps of this abstract idea of the whole process with presumptions. It's going to take a long time. I'm not going to have time. I'm not be able to play with my children. It's going to affect my job, right? It's presumptions. And maybe if you don't know, you're filling the gaps. Or maybe these presumptions also come from bad experiences from the past with working with other teachers or tutors or on your own and stuff, right? So let me show you a different way today because all my clients are like you. They're struggling with time. They've got many plates spinning, and now adding to Spanish, it's a challenge. Huh? So I'm going to share with you 5 ideas to overcome the time situation. I'm going to propose a different and alternative approach to change your attitude so you can take action and see different results to the ones you have been obtaining until now. Shall we get started? Let's do this. Mira, step number 1, I'd like you to change your perspective. And this is something that I work a lot with my clients in the way how we talk to ourselves and the conversations that we have in our head. What is very common to say is like, I don't have time for Spanish, which it's not true. It's not true. What I invite you to do is to focus on the time that you do have, because even if it is 5, 10, 20 minutes, whatever it is a day, you can find that time. So let's reframe your perspective around Spanish and focus on the time that you do have, right? Because that's gonna get us on solution mode. If you can say that you have 4 hours a week, 2 hours a week, whatever it is, you can find a solution that fits into that time. Boom, perfect, huh? This was this particular problem is what one of my clients used to have. When he came to me, he was under the impression that Spanish was going to take him an hour a day. And, you know, he wanted to commit. He felt like he had to do it. It's a good expat. But 1 hour a day he didn't have. He's a boat captain. He's in Greece now on a big yacht. Like, he doesn't have an hour a day. But I made him see that he didn't need an hour, that with 20 minutes a day it's possible. Matt, do you have 20 minutes a day? Yeah, maybe not every day, maybe I need to be flexible, maybe I need to, but can you find 20 minutes? Sure, boom, all right, but let's find a solution around those 20 minutes. Sounds good? Sounds good. All right? That's point number 1 about time, perspective. Point number 2, all right, so now that we've decided, now that you've establish the time that you do have available, but let's maximize that time that you can show up for Spanish. Let me give you 2 different examples of 2 different students and see which one you think makes sense. Vale? 2 students with the same, working with 2 different tutors, right? And they get homework, and that's kind of the easiest structure for learning a language, no? Tutor, some work, and structure, and homework, all right? So one student gets homework, and when he gets home, he opens whatever he needs to open. It's like, what am I doing now? Well, let me open the WhatsApp, whatever the teacher told me to go and do it. So I'm doing this. And how do I do this? Okay. And then what? Okay. And then I find there. Okay. So it probably takes like 10 minutes to figure it out. And then maybe go to a Google spreadsheet to open the vocabulary, or Google Docs to see and highlight. And maybe you want to make notes. Let's say if you're working with half an hour, 15 minutes are gone trying to decide what to do. Now consider student number 2. Homework, okay. Homework time, okay. Open up. Okay, I'm supposed to do 5 minutes of this. Okay, let me do that. And then I'm doing 10 minutes of this. And then I'm doing 15 minutes of this. Bam, bam, bam. That's it. So that time that it was decided that they had available to do, to show up and do the homework, is being designed, is being strategically planned, so you can just show up and get on with the work, right? So that's what I mean by maximizing. Make the time that you do have available count as much as possible, and you need to. If you're really busy, you need to demand the professional, the tutor, the coach that you work with to create a clear structure to make the most out of the little time that you might have available. Because we've established the 1 hour, nobody's got available. So if you only have 20 to 30 minutes a day, it's got to count. Right? Let's make the most and squeeze the most out of those minutes that we do have available. Point number 3 is flexibility. Now we've decided how long we have and then the time, but now, okay, well, let's create a bit of a routine and a plan. So if I can't show up for day number 1, I can move it to day number 2, huh? So it's important to build a routine where we stick to this day, but if it doesn't work, I can move it down and I can find an alternative day, moment for revision, either on the same day or on another day. This is very important because your life is always changing. You always get a last minute call. Your children, you need to go and pick them up, right? And you need to account for all these events. And Spanish should adapt to your lifestyle, So not just because you have a crazy day, you drop it and then you miss the day. No, let's work around and work with the system that adapts to your life. That's why I'm always propose these two options, either books or apps, in person or online. Okay, if you're busy, which one is more flexible for you? A book that if you're traveling, you're on a plane, you're at the airport, or you're in your second home, you need to carry with you, or maybe an app that you can carry with you on your iPad, on your phone, and you can do anytime, anywhere. In person, one more time, if you're traveling or anything, or maybe you're that busy that day, it might get on the way. You can't really make it to the meeting. Whereas online, you can show up, you can reschedule. That doesn't matter about time differences. It's a less problem to account for. It's more flexible, and this is exactly what Cam came to me afraid of. That she needed a lot of flexibility, and for her, working with apps and online was a game changer. She's always traveling, and at the airport, at airport lounges, she logs in, she does the quizzes and watches the video lessons and does the assignments, and she's continued with her process, right? Her life is not getting on the way of Spanish. Point number 4, I feel that another excuse, I call it another reason. Excuse sounds negative. Another reason, otro motivo for not being able to commit to Spanish is because now it's the summer and I've got the children, and then now because Christmas is around the corner, and now it's like, no, it's because I'm waiting for this new meeting that I have, and maybe after and stuff. As long as you can afford this, right? That's the only one thing that is either yes or no. The perfect time is now. Why I say that? Because there will always be shit coming your way. You might want to try to time starting your program on this particular week, and then something is gonna happen. I've seen it. It happens all the time, right? And then I'm the one that I'm helping my clients to understand that the chaos is the norm. So trying to time perfect starting with Spanish, it's kind of a bit of an excuse, unless you're like my client Tim, who was expecting a baby, and there's like, Jaime, I need to put some pause and stuff. Of course, big things like that is completely understandable, no? Oh, but you know what I mean. Now, and then point number 5, and the last one, to try to help you understand a bit more and overcome the obstacle of Spanish, is having a good timeline. So that kind of tackles the problem of things being abstract, and then you not having clarity, and then you're filling the gap with your own insecurities. It's very common to feel scary getting started, because you don't know what it would look like. You don't know how long it would take. You don't know what it would entail. So having a clear, also demanding from your coach or tutor a clear structure, a clear plan of what it will look like, and what goals, what is it you're going to achieve in X amount of time, what is it you can realistically expect in so time, is going to really help you paint an accurate picture and fill those gaps and those wrong ideas that you might have, right? So you don't get into the known. You know that in 10 weeks, you're going to get this, and this, all right? And then in 6 months, you're going to work in this, and this, and this. So it kind of creates a ladder of progress that you can feel more comfortable, and you can feel more excited to work towards, huh? And I can guarantee that this 100% works, because like I told you, when I was having this discovery call with a new client, exactly the conversations that we were having. I didn't quite break it down like this. I had to work that out for the podcast, because I've got a podcast now. I can do this. But I helped her change her perspective. So she could only, exactly. So she felt she didn't have much time, and I said, well, all you need is 20 minutes. You like that? Yeah, I can commit to 20 minutes. ¿vale? Maximise was around, of course, Maximise is like, well, I only have 20 minutes. I'm going to make this 20-minute count because I'm going to give you a personalized plan. 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 20 minutes, go, 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 up, video, and go. And that personalized daily study plan that I call, you get it on calendar, it's all very clear, and we can really make the most of that time. Also, it's all super flexible with apps and online, so the program never stops, regardless of whether we're traveling or anything else. Now, for this a little bit, we have to have a bit of a coaching conversation and to make her see that I'll share with her my experiences with other clients and what I've seen, that there's never a perfect moment. And then with regards to with timeline, I always focus on the first most manageable timeline, which is 10 weeks. It's the time that I feel comfortable, that I can guarantee a good transformation for my clients. Then I was after. I get that question a lot. But after the 10 weeks, we'll talk about it when we get there. First, let's focus on this. Let's give our best to this. Let's enjoy this 10 weeks, and then we paint a bigger picture of 6 months or 12 months. Vale? All right, chicos. So it's your time. I would love you to get involved and share with me a little bit about how you feel with your relationship with time and getting started with Spanish. Is Spanish also an obstacle for you to get started with Spanish? Has it been in the past? Have you procrastinated? I'll be curious. And which of my key 5 elements resonated with you? Share with you. The perspective, maximize the time that you do have available, the flexibility, so you find something that you can move around according to the needs of your life. The idea of that now is not a good time, for example, or the time, having the clarity of what's going to happen in certain amount of times. I would love you to get involved, either dropping a comment here in YouTube or in Spotify, or you can DM me directly at Habla Academy on Instagram. Hola chicos, my name is Coach Jaime. I'm the host of the Good Expat podcast, and it's been a pleasure helping you overcome a little bit of your limitations or insecurities around time with regards to getting started with Spanish. Hablamos muy pronto. Hey everyone, if you're enjoying the podcast, I've got a small favor to ask. It would mean the world if you could take a moment to like, comment, and leave a review, please. And if you're feeling extra generous, share with your friends or tag someone who needs to know about this podcast. Word of mouth is powerful in helping me spread my mission of breaking down language barriers and bringing people together. And I'd be incredibly grateful for your support. Thank you so much for being part of the Good Expat community and for spreading the love.